Thank you for talking with me today. As you may know, I'm Anna Schramm. I'm a social work student here at Anderson University. Could you tell me your name and your major?
My name's Charlie Brown, and my major is also social work, but I'm a freshman.
Okay, thank you. What do you prefer to be called?
Charlie.
Charlie, okay, great. Before we begin, I want you to know that this recorded interview is only going to be viewed by my professor, Sharon Collins. We will both keep this information confidential unless you present information that is harmful to yourself or to others. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay, great. Our purpose for this meeting today is to explore any issue or concern. What would you say at this point in your life is an issue that you are concerned about?
Dorm life, the transition from high school to college was a little bit of a struggle, but my main issue with dorm life is my roommate.
Your roommate.
And the living with a person I don't know.
Just the new transition to living with somebody in close quarters and getting along together, and has been a struggle for you.
Yeah.
Can you explain the onset of the struggles you've been having with your roommate and like what sort of began the problem?
Well, yeah. So we started out, we knew each other kind of, and we talked and everything seemed fine. We seemed like we would go great together. And then the first week of school, it was like fine. We were still like friendly. But then the closer she got with other people on the floor, not that she got distance with me, but like she wanted to hang out with them all the time. So she was never around to hang out with me, and she invited them to her room without asking, and like it felt like it was her room and she was the dominant person in the relationship, and it wasn't my room anymore too.
So you felt like she wasn't sharing your room together and she was pushing you to the back of her priorities and not really focusing on like your relationship as roommates together. And then is there anything that developed more into the problem, anything that sparked it more, or has it been just an ongoing process?
It's definitely been ongoing. We have ups and downs. She always has her friends over, and like a couple of things just this week, because it's a weekly, there's different topics each week. I told her that, hey, I was going to have a friend come by and see our room. And like, she even asked me, do you want me to leave the room when that happens? And I was like, no, but I just don't want you to like have all your friends in here and it be awkward. Well, when 10 o'clock hit last night, all her friends were in the room and it was awkward. So like, I even warned her and asked her like for that not to happen, but it did. And then she like eats weird foods, and like, what am I supposed to tell this girl? Like, I don't like what you eat, because that's rude. She can eat whatever she wants. But our room smells right now, and I like don't know what the smell is, but I know it's leftovers because it's in a like doggy bag in our refrigerator. But like, I'm hoping she'll just eat it soon so it won't smell anymore. But like, I never know what to say about that.
So you're feeling awkward.
Yeah.
It's confronting her and like having communication skills and things that you've said to her and asked her, and she's not listening to those. So I'm sure you're frustrated by that.
Yeah.
And it's a weekly, like your relationship changes on like a weekly basis.
Yeah, some days we'll be fine. We'll talk at night, and she'll ask me how my day went, and she'll ask me like what's going on in my life, and then 3 days later, like, her friends will be over, and it's always awkward when her friends are over, and like, I just feel uncomfortable, so it goes in and out.
What would you say is the frequency of this issue that you're having? You said that it can become on and off, but how often would you say since like the beginning of the year, or how often each week?
It's definitely been near the beginning. I mean, maybe not right out, but a couple weeks in for sure. And then it happens a couple times a week. Like, her friends are in there and I don't want to go in there because I'm not friends with their friends, so I like hang out outside my room or in someone else's room or something. And so that's awkward and stuff. And so definitely a couple times a week there's a problem. But like I said, it's her room too, so I feel awkward. like being like, hey, give me the room. And so, yeah.
And you feel left out from her life, that she's not including you with her friends?
Yeah, kind of. Like, I want to be friends with her, but I don't really like her friends, so. But I'm not, like, rude to them. They don't know I don't like them. I just don't know. So, like, every time I walk in the room, they are, like, really awkward. Well, not all of them. Just one in particular, her closest friend, who, like, has roommate troubles with her roommate, so she comes in our room all the time, but I'm like, I'm already struggling living with one other person. I don't need to struggle living with two other people in a two-person room, so, yeah.
Also, could you explain more about when and where and how it emerges, if there's anything that sparks the issue or concern that you have?
Definitely the more she hangs out with her friends in our room, the more tension I feel between us. I don't know if she feels it. Actually, I don't think she does at all. But, like, I don't get time in my room, and so I, like, go other places. But I don't really, like, mind going other places as much as you would think, because I'm closer with other girls on the floor because I have to go in their room sometimes. And I go over to Rice, which I live in Morrison, so a lot of Morrison girls don't hang out with Rice girls, but I do because I need some place to go. And so, or I have upperclassmen friends in Martin. Like, my roommate's sick today, which is totally fine. Like, if you want the room because you're sick in bed, that's fine. But I went over to Martin because what am I supposed to do? Sit there while the lights are off and you're sleeping? Like, that's awkward, so I just left.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And then what would you say is the intensity or the severity of the problem between you and your roommate?
I don't think it's that huge of a problem. It definitely makes me reevaluate myself, though. Like, I thought I was this, not confident, but, like, I can confront people and problems, but I know that I can't because it's awkward because I don't want to. And, I mean, I would like it to be addressed, but at the same time, it's her room too, so I don't really know if I want to do something about it. So, it's not a huge problem, but it does add discomfort to my own life.
Can you clarify for me the discomfort level that you're feeling between you and your roommate?
It's not always between me and my roommate, it's sometimes between me and my roommate's friends, but, like, I don't want to be in my room when, like, her friends are in there. So her friends are always in there, so I'm never in there with my roommate. Like, either it's like, yay, I love the moment when I walk to my room and the door's locked because I know she's not in there. Which is awful, you shouldn't feel that way, but whatever. And so then I get the room to myself, and then when she's there, she usually brings a friend over, so I leave. So, but I do enjoy the moments, though, when it's just me and her in there. But, like, I don't know what to tell her, you know? Like, please don't bring your friends over. Or, and she even told me, like, my friends come over because they don't like their roommates. And I'm like, well, you're making me not like you because you bring your friends over. But I'm not going to say that, so I don't really know what to do about it.
You talked a little bit about you feeling awkward and confronting your roommate, and the times that you have confronted her, things still haven't been resolved. What else have you done to address the problem and cope with the problem?
A lot of people on my floor, the upperclassmen on my floor, have told me, like, because I did tell her, like, hey, I want some more time in the room. But she told me, like, some of the people told me that you can't say that, and then when she has her friends over, leave, because she'll think it's okay, because you're never there. So I've tried to, like, just be in my room more. Like, if she's the only one in there, just go in anyways. Or if her friends are in there, like, go in and sit on my bed. Or if her friend, or if I'm in there and her friends come in, not to leave, because that just shows her that, like, I'm okay with her having friends, because I'll just leave. Because I can't just say I'm at the room and then never use it, you know? And so I've done that, and then I try to see things from her point of view, Because I'm all like, well, I feel uncomfortable, I feel this way, I feel that way. Like, what does she feel? And she's told me how she felt before. She doesn't feel comfortable. She doesn't even see a problem. So, and I just try to respect her as much as I can, like, especially if she has a friend from home come. She had a friend from home come, and I tried to, like, leave so she could have some time with that friend and stuff. So I just try to respect her as much as I can.
Yeah, and so you're using an empathy skill and trying to put yourself in her shoes and see the way things, like see things the way that she would.
Yeah. And she is definitely a person that likes other people around her all the time, which I am-ish, but not always, but she is. So, like, to her, she likes to do homework with other people in the room. So, you know what I mean? Like,
so you're beginning to see the differences between your personalities. Could you identify any risk factors that we haven't covered yet that increase the problem?
The fact that she, like, doesn't notice some things kind of irritates me, but I mean, like I said, that's her versus me. But, like, I never have friends over. Like, I just feel like, and most people would be like, I have friends over all the time, and Charlie never has friends over. I should say something, or I should try to, like, I don't know, not be in the room all the time. Like, if it was the roles reversed, I would be like, hey, Hannah, do you want the room to have some friends over? Like, I would say that, but she doesn't, like, notice it. So that kind of irritates me, like, that she always uses the room and doesn't even notice that I'm not in there, or, like, notice, you know what I mean?
You're feeling that your feelings aren't being heard by her, and she's ignoring what you're feeling when you're giving all of this attention to her and leaving the room for her and paying attention to her needs, and she's not doing the same back for you.
Yeah.
What would you say are some strengths that you possess that could help resolve this situation?
I just feel like actions are louder than words, and you should treat people how you want to be treated. So, and it's definitely been more in the past couple weeks that I've tried to do this. Like, I want to give respect to her in every way I can. So, especially some things that bother me that she does, I, like, go to, like, last night. Sometimes she watches TV when I'm asleep, which is fine. But, like, turn it down. Like, that's how I feel. But she'll ask me if it's okay, and I say yeah, and then, like, the quieter the room gets, like, and I'm laying there and I'm getting sleepier, it feels louder. But whatever. So she, last night, I turned the light on, and I was like, does this bother you? Is this okay? Like, I try to, like, overcompensate. So she maybe be like, yeah, it's fine, and then trigger her brain, like, maybe I should ask too next time, you know? So I just want her to see, like, I also want her to see, like, all the sacrifices I'm making to make her dorm life good too, so maybe she'll, like, do the same for me.
So your strengths that you possess are showing her the way that you would like to be treated and giving her that respect and offering her her space, and in hopes that she would return that same to you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for exploring this issue with me, and I hope that it helped you in dealing with this. And so now we'll step out of our roles and answer some questions. Tell me what I did that helped you feel comfortable and safe when speaking to me.
You were very professional and not like, oh my goodness, she totally did that. You were like, oh, so, like, I felt safe because professionals are safe to talk to, so you seem like a professional. And, well, you, I don't know, you were comfortable, so I was comfortable, you know?
Yeah.
You weren't like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. You were like, I got this. So then it made me feel like, I got this too.
Okay, awesome. What indicators did you have that I was interested in what you were saying?
You made eye contact with me. I didn't make eye contact with you, but you looked at me the whole time, which is great.
Did that make you feel uncomfortable?
No, not at all.
Okay.
But I just didn't want to make eye contact back, because then it would have made me feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
And then you you were an active listener, and you repeated back what I said. So obviously you were listening, or you wouldn't be able to repeat back what I said.
How well did I seem to understand what you were trying to communicate? You kind of just hit on that, but is there anything else?
No, you comprehended it. Whatever you said back to me, it was never incorrect, and if it was, I would have corrected you.
Okay. And then what suggested to you that I did or did not understand?
You did understand because you wrapped all what I set up in a little nice package and was like, this is how you feel. So you understood.
Was there anything that I did not understand?
No, nothing.
Okay. What aspects of yourself, the issue of concern or the situation, should we have explored that we didn't?
Solutions. I don't know what your assignment is, but should I keep doing what I'm doing? Should I talk to her? Stuff like that.
Okay. And then what information would you have liked to share that I failed to explore? That's kind of the same question.
Right. Nothing with my roommate. Obviously, if you were actually my counselor, I would have told you more about my dorm life overall. And I don't remember what the question you just asked me was, but what I like to do also in a negative situation is look at positives. But I just talked about my feelings, but we didn't sit back and look at the big picture and be like, okay, that's what you're feeling, and those are all the negatives, but let's look at the positives.
Okay. How useful did you find the experience in thinking about your concern?
I found it useful. It made me. I didn't sit down and think I'm gonna try to show her how I'm gonna be treated by treating her this way. So it made me think about how I think through things because I just do. I don't think about how I'm doing it. So.
Okay. And then, what made this experience useful?
It helped me process my feelings. So when I have another situation, whether it's with her or with anything else, I can talk to someone and be like, let's process this, ask me questions, and so I can process it better, because processing negative situations is the best way to have positive outcomes.
Was there anything that diminished this experience's usefulness?
No.
Okay. And then finally, what suggestions do you have for me concerning how the interview could have been better or more productive for you?
Like I said, focusing not just on negatives but positives, and then I don't know. Since we did this interview and I told you all this stuff, in a couple weeks, you should be like, hey Charlie, how's that roommate situation going? Just follow-ups, but obviously we can't do that right now because we just talked. So.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks again for talking with me.
You're welcome.
And that's it.